Welcome to the Nation of History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. In a psychiatric institution in the Netherlands in 1938, some patients considered difficult were subjected to strict restraint methods, such as the use of a special wooden chair. This approach reflected control methods then used in parts of mental health care during that period. During the Korean War, which began in 1950, the presence of American tanks moving through villages illustrated the military power of the United States and the destruction caused in civilian areas. This war marked a decisive Cold War confrontation, showing global polarization between rival blocs. During World War II, a princess visiting an American airbase in England symbolized the alliance between Allied countries. This cooperation was crucial to victory, showing the joint effort that led to the end of the conflict in 1945. The photograph of Osama bin Laden, published on December 6, 1993, in the United Kingdom, marks a moment of growing international attention to radical movements in the region, foreshadowing events that, years later, would affect the world and reinforce the importance of international security. In the context of resistance in Yugoslavia during the German occupation in World War II, military members and civilians acted against foreign control, strengthening the partisan movement that played a crucial role in the country's liberation and the political reorganization of the region. In 1910, whaling activity in the Alaska region had major economic importance, driving the fishing industry and the use of marine resources. The photo shows the basic methods used at the time without modern technology, reflecting the early stages of this activity in the region. The presence of a German submarine on the beach at Hastings, Sussex, in April 1919 shows the impact of World War I on the region. The war, which ended in 1918, left deep marks on Europe, leading to the arrival of military equipment like this submarine, a symbol of the German naval offensive. The rapid production of Liberty ships during World War II was crucial for expanding Allied naval capacity. The launch of the steamship Robert E. Peary in less than 1 week showed advances in engineering and industrial strategy that sped up the logistics effort and influenced the final victory. During World War II, diplomatic strategies were essential for strengthening alliances among countries involved in the global conflict. This image of a British leader receiving a light from a Frenchman symbolizes cooperation between nations and reinforces the decisive role of the Allies in victory against the Axis powers. During World War II in 1940, the British government intensified patrol operations in the North Atlantic using aircraft such as the Sunderland fighter bomber, which played a crucial role in defense against German air and submarine attacks, strengthening the United Kingdom's maritime resistance. During World War II, Royal Air Force pilots were often seen at air bases, where they received personal care between operations. This was a common routine, reflecting the importance of these teams in air defense and the Allied effort, a decisive milestone in the history of the global conflict. The dismantling of iconic military ships, such as the aircraft carrier United States Ship Enterprise, marks an important chapter in naval evolution after World War II. Its survival and recognition reflect technological advances and operational strategies from an era of global disputes, strengthening its historical importance. The visit of a Cuban leader to the Thomas Jefferson Memorial symbolizes shifting diplomatic relations during the Cold War, when Cuba sought to strengthen ties with the United States before the Cuban Revolution of 1959. This visit highlights a moment of hope during a time of political change in the Caribbean. The serious-looking man with hair combed back represents leaders who shaped Chinese history after the Long March, a decisive event in the consolidation of the Communist Party. His posture reflects the determination that led to the strengthening of the communist movement in China. In the 1960s, civil rights movements gained momentum in the United States, culminating in historic speeches like the one by Martin Luther King Jr. in 1963. His iconic speech highlighted the fight for racial equality and influenced deep social changes. Alexander Fleming publicly presented his breakthrough on September 13, 1929, revealing the discovery of penicillin, a medical milestone that revolutionized the treatment of infections. His dedication led to the development of the first effective antibiotic, changing the course of global health. A work absence record about 3,200 years old reveals tasks and incidents, such as embalming a brother, making beer, and a scorpion sting, reflecting the customs, activities, and risks of ancient Middle Eastern civilizations, which helped preserve and transmit culture. The 16th century Polish armor, made of 1,074 metal plates, represents the high level of technical and artistic refinement of the period. Its construction reinforces the importance of armor in defense and social distinction during the early modern period, marking advances in European armor making. In the 1970s, Cannes became firmly established as a stage for fashion and glamour, with events that attracted international models. In 1975, the presence of a model wearing 1970s style clothing shows the impact of the era's fashion, influenced by European trends and the relaxed yet sophisticated look popular in France. In Jerusalem in 1920, a sign advertised the German Palestine Bank, reflecting the presence of European financial institutions in the region under the British mandate. This period highlighted international influence and economic connections that shaped the growing urban center. A cheerful French girl wearing classic 1950s clothing holds her cat in an urban setting with a brick wall and a glass window. This era was shaped by the post-war period, when France sought to recover its cultural and social identity while strengthening family bonds. In the 2nd century after Christ, mosaics such as the Zliten mosaic reveal the cultural richness of the Roman world, showing scenes of public contests, wild animals, and musical performances. These works represent the importance of shared entertainment and the grandeur of amphitheaters, marking the height of Roman decorative art. The innovation of folding wings marked progress in attempts to turn road vehicles into aircraft, as shown by 1966 prototypes that reached notable speeds both on the ground and in the sky. These experiments contributed to the evolution of hybrid vehicles and the search for integrated mobility. Basketball players aboard the United States ship Monterey, including Gerald Ford while he was still a student, compete in a scene that shows military routine during World War II. These moments show the daily life and training of young men, some of whom would later lead the country, marking a decisive phase in American history. Lauren Bacall, sitting on the piano beside Vice President Harry S. Truman in February 1945, took part in events that supported service members during the war. Her presence and the moments of gathering reflected the importance of morale support for Allied troops near the end of the conflict. In the 1960s, Muhammad Ali, then world heavyweight champion, was strengthening his status as a global icon beside friends in a sophisticated setting in London. This phase marks his rise in sports and culture, reflecting the impact of his charismatic personality and worldwide influence. In the 1970s, the growth of pop culture led artists like Elton John to use private jets as symbols of status and a glamorous lifestyle. The presence of a piano bar inside the aircraft reflected the focus on extravagance, marking an important moment in entertainment history and celebrity culture. Tippi Hedren, the famous Hollywood actress, appears with her pet tiger in a kitchen in 1982, at a time when the classic cinema symbol was strengthening her career. This scene reveals the contrast between glamour and everyday habits in the 1980s, marking a unique moment in pop culture. Christmas in 1958 blended tradition with hope for future prosperity, reflected in holiday decorations and the presence of carriages typical of the time. This period marked economic growth in the United States after World War II, strengthening the culture of family and commercial celebrations. In the early 20th century, the installation of the first telephone lines marked a major step in communication, making connections between states like Nevada and Utah easier. This advance was essential for linking remote regions and driving economic and social development at the time. Walt Disney, founder of the famous entertainment company, earned his place in world history by creating iconic characters and revolutionizing animated film. A childhood marked by a rich imagination influenced his works, making him a landmark figure in 20th century popular culture. In 1938, the presence of an elephant named Comet at London's Trocadero shows the exotic attractions of the time, reflecting interest in spectacles and wild animals that gained attention in entertainment spaces. This phase marked the growth of tourism and show culture. The manual work of employees creating birds for the Enchanted Tiki Room reflects the craftsmanship involved in producing Disney attractions in the 1960s. This dedication was essential to the success of immersive experiences that shaped park history, including the creativity that led to the launch of the first theme park in Anaheim. Production of the Volkswagen Type 2 at the Wolfsburg factory in the 1950s marked the beginning of one of the biggest revolutions in popular transportation, strengthening Volkswagen's reputation as a symbol of innovation and accessibility while driving mass mobility in Europe. In the 1960s, home entertainment devices were advancing quickly, reflected in Sony's invention of the portable micro-television in 1963. This innovation marked the beginning of a change in how people accessed information and entertainment, encouraging a culture of portability. In the 1980s, the rise of computing began to transform offices, with huge cathode ray tube computers replacing smaller machines. This change reflected the search for greater processing power and efficiency, marking an important step in the technological evolution of the workplace. A child plays with a Nintendo-based arcade machine equipped with a cathode ray tube screen and wired controls, reflecting 1980s technology that popularized home and arcade video games, influencing the development of gaming culture. Founded in 1949, Adidas emerged as a symbol of innovation in sportswear manufacturing, influencing the history of global sports. In the following years, it became a leading brand, driving technological advances that shaped the market and helped athletes reach new levels of performance. The image shows Sanders in a commercial kitchen in Nashville, Tennessee in the 1960s, preparing fried chicken while wearing his traditional chef's hat. The black and white photography and typical utensils of that period highlight the origin story of the famous restaurant, opened in 1952. The introduction of removable radios in American cars, such as Oldsmobile or Pontiac, became an innovation in the 1950s, making replacement and maintenance easier. This technology helped popularize mobile accessories, influenced dashboard design, and gave drivers more convenience. In the 1950s, vintage-style soda machines won over the public by offering bottles for only 6 cents, reflecting the growth of carbonated drinks in popular culture. These machines marked an era of innovation and accessibility. In the 1940s, the popularity of devices like the portable Reduc-O-Matic sauna reflected excitement over innovations that promised to improve appearance and health. Its appeal was tied to the search for quick weight loss methods, influenced by advances in home technology and the wellness culture of the time. The 1950s marked the growth of small car racing, shown by young drivers at the Indianapolis Speedway who, even with simple vehicles, demonstrated a passion for speed and innovation. This phase helped popularize American auto racing. Before the automatic pin setter was invented, workers called pin boys manually arranged bowling pins on traditional lanes in the early 20th century, marking progress towards sports automation. This innovation helped bowling grow as a popular sport in the United States, starting in 1914. In the late 19th century, teaching people to swim became more important for promoting safety and leisure, reflecting advances in physical education. The image shows the growth of outdoor activities and the value placed on sports, influenced by cultural and social changes that encouraged well-being. During the 19th century, Brazil's independence was consolidated on September 7, 1822, marking the end of Portuguese colonial rule and the creation of a sovereign nation. This achievement was fundamental in establishing national identity and influenced the country's political path up to the present day. Before the rapid growth of skyscrapers, Tokyo had a landscape of traditional buildings and a thin metal-framed tower, symbolizing a period of urban transformation after World War II. This phase marked Japan's economic recovery. During the 1960s, exposed concrete architecture reflected the optimism of a period of economic growth, especially in urban centers like Chicago. Buildings with curved designs, such as the Marina Towers, symbolized structural innovation and modernity, transforming the city skyline. The relocation of the Ohio Building, shown at the Pan American International Exposition in 1916, symbolizes the effort to build a new life after the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco. This striking restoration reflected the city's determination to restore its reputation and push urban progress forward. In the 1940s, technological advances in agriculture allowed milk processing to become more automated, as reflected in the automatic machine shown inside a London store with old industrial architecture. These advances marked the development of industrial processes and improvements in food production. A scribe helps people who could not read or write in Barceloneta, reflecting low education levels at a time when 1/4 of the population could not read. This created a need for services like these for official communication, marking social progress and making inclusion easier. In the 1930s, the rural agricultural workforce gained attention through support for social assistance programs during the Great Depression. Dorothea Lange's photographs recorded workers and their conditions, helping promote policies to support the most vulnerable. During the 1940s, rural life in Brazil reflected a reality marked by simplicity and resilience, while the country faced the effects of the 1930 revolution and the Estado Novo. These families symbolized the importance of agriculture in Brazil's economic and cultural development at the time. In the early years of the 20th century, the use of wooden wagons for transport under custody, common in the United States, reflected the institutional organization of the time. This practice showed the difficult social condition of these people and the influence of control structures in early century culture. In the late 1980s, Soviet officers in white uniforms with gold details tried a hot dog and Coca-Cola for the first time aboard an American destroyer, symbolizing steps toward openness between the superpowers and the end of the Cold War. In East Berlin in 1986, the presence of a doorman from the renowned Berghain Club, identified by his mohawk and torn leather clothing, reflected an atmosphere of cultural resistance during the Cold War. The period photograph records daily life under the communist regime, marked by a sense of freedom. The 1870s were marked by expanding development in Texas, driven by the arrival of railroads that promoted the growth of towns like Longview. The club saloon reflects the lively social life and typical small-town setting of the period, which were essential to strengthening the American presence in the region. In the late 19th century, Palestine, Texas had a busy main street where horse-drawn carriages moved past 19th century-style buildings, reflecting a period of growth and development before motor vehicles arrived and marking the transition toward modernity. In France in 1921, the Brittany region preserved traditional customs reflected in typical clothing and architecture. The scene reveals the importance of personal care and community life during that period, marking an everyday moment that reinforces local cultural traditions. The young Elizabeth Bowes lion appears elegantly dressed beside a giant vase during an occasion at the royal residence, symbolizing the period before World War II. Her posture reflects the style and formality of the time, while the outdoor setting reveals the classic architecture of Buckingham Palace. In a moment of celebration in the early 1970s, women wearing traditional Iranian airline uniforms take part in a party symbolizing the country's modernization before the political changes that would occur in the following decade. Antonio Lopez captured Jerry Hall in a photo shoot for British fashion advertising in a setting with tiles and a wooden structure, reflecting the style and trends of the 1970s. This work highlighted the impact of fashion and photography on the culture of that period, influencing future runway shows and visual concepts. In 1962, Jane Fonda appears lying on the sand wearing a pink swimsuit in a photo linked to beach culture and the cinema of the decade. The record shows fashion, leisure, and advertising style from the period, when color images helped bring Hollywood stars closer to the public through magazines, covers, and campaigns. In the 1960s, the scene captures a curly-haired woman on an open airboat with friends, wearing swimwear typical of the time. This period marked the height of celebrity culture in the United States, where fun and freedom were reflected in fashion and lifestyle without modern technology. The 1920s marked the peak era of the flapper style, a symbol of women's freedom and modern life in society. The popularity of luxury automobiles reflected economic growth, also influencing fashion and behavior, cementing deep social changes during this period of cultural transformation. In the 1950s, New York strengthened its role as a cultural and artistic center, standing out through the jazz movement, the growth of cinema, and the rise of modern fashion. This era marked a major social transformation, influencing future generations with its creative energy. In mid-20th century London, Groups of women challenged traditional norms by attending exclusive social clubs such as Chelsea. These gatherings marked advances in the fight for equal rights and women's representation, reflecting cultural changes that would lead to greater female participation in public life. The debate over sharing household chores in the 1950s began to question traditional gender roles in society. The experience of a father taking over the mother's work for a weekend reflects the growing discussion about equality at home, helping drive cultural changes in the following decades. An elegant woman wears a 1957 tailored suit on a city street with a sidewalk and bus stop, reflecting the classic style of a decade marked by hats and high-heeled shoes. The evolution of fashion helped establish a polished urban look, symbolizing the period before major social changes in the city. The arrival of the post-war period brought renewed excitement to beaches, encouraging swimwear with classic 1940s styles, including elaborate hairstyles and elegant clothing. This phase marked a change in city and beach landscapes, reflecting optimism and progress in society at the time. In the first half of the 20th century, the absence of modern vehicles shows a moment of technological transition shaped by the development of more advanced transportation, influencing fashion and urban planning. The presence of a zebra-patterned carriage reinforces the connection between tradition and urban innovation. The Ford Model T, introduced in 1908, revolutionized transportation by becoming accessible to millions and helping make mobility available to more people. Its presence in Florida in 1915 reflects the growth of the automobile industry and its impact on rural and urban society at the time. In the early 20th century, the popularity of the Ford Model T revolutionized transportation by making cars accessible to families, symbolizing the democratization of the automobile. This innovation drove social and economic changes, making mobility easier and helping rural and suburban areas grow. In 1927, the presence of old cars in repair shops highlights the growth of automobiles in Brazil, driven by technological innovations that changed mobility. The image reflects the importance of mechanic shops as essential maintenance centers for the economic and social growth of the time. A grocery clerk in Tallahassee, Florida, handles products in a typical 1960s store, wearing clothing, glasses, and hair from that era. This phase marked the growth of the consumer economy and the popularity of supermarkets, pushing retail toward modern standards and a wider variety of products. In the early 20th century, baseball became firmly established as a popular sport in the United States, reflecting the growth of mass entertainment. Records from the period show athletes in classic uniforms on the field, symbolizing the rich tradition and evolution of a sport deeply tied to American culture. The 1930s were marked by deep changes in public health and the training of nursing professionals. The creation of hospitals like Roosevelt in New York reflected efforts to expand and modernize medical care during the Great Depression, establishing nursing as an essential profession in society. During the 1930s, Ola Cohn's carving of fantasy figures helped renew Fitzroy Gardens in Melbourne, reflecting a time that valued craftsmanship and children's imagination. This work strengthened the role of public spaces in Australian culture. As they pose on a Chicago street, siblings wear clothing typical of the 1940s, reflecting the fashion of the time. The photograph shows clothing and footwear styles with details that defined the decade, while the cold weather is suggested by the leafless bushes in the scene, marking the impact of World War II on everyday life. In the 1950s, the growth of city traffic helped popularize more accessible forms of transportation, such as the tricycle, which was common among children at the time. This image represents a phase of social rebuilding after the war, reflecting hope and optimism in childhood and daily life. In the 1950s, photographs from Pacific Grove captured the impact of a storm that brought down a massive tree, symbolizing the environmental challenges faced at the time. This event reinforced the importance of forest management and conservation to preserve coastal landscapes. The image reveals a context of strength and endurance by highlighting a man connected to the weightlifting movement in Mongolia in 1956, a period marked by the strengthening of communist regimes that influenced physical culture. This era promoted values of discipline and self-improvement. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, please use the Super Thanks tool below. Your contribution helps us keep bringing you amazing historical content. Thank you so much for your support, and see you in the next video.